Hey guys, it's me again. Today we're going to do a video about what I like about Guild Wars 2 leveling so far. Guild Wars 2 is a game I've been playing as part of my MMO series, just trying to get a better feel for MMOs, what makes them good, what MMOs are good, things like that. It's just a fun project I'm doing. I'm passionate about MMOs. You know, my last video was about leveling and why it's important. I'm going to do plenty more like that. Today we're going to be talking about Guild Wars 2. It's a game I'm playing. Talk about a lot about it. MMOs, World of Warcraft. You can see behind me posters and stuff. So that'll be big. Let's get right into it. Like, how does leveling work in Guild Wars? I'm just gonna do a quick rundown so you kind of have an understanding about what I'm talking about. In Guild Wars, you do a lot of tasks. There's the little hearts on the screen, and those hearts are tasks. You walk to them. It's kind of like a quest. You got to kill things, grab things, bring them to somebody. Remove grubs out of like farms, bunch of random tasks. And when you complete the task, you get XP. You also get something called karma points, which can be used once you finish the task to buy gear, items, pretty cool things. You also have interest points with little squares on the map that just give you XP, and there's some cool things with them. You can sometimes find treasure chests, rare monsters that'll drop stuff, just random things that are there, like real cool caverns with secret vendors and stuff. So interest points are pretty cool. You have waypoints, which are your teleporting points throughout the map. So it's really good to get those because you can teleport. And then you have the quests that are done from every 10 levels. So level 10, you get a quest. Level 20, you get a quest. Level 30, you get a quest. And then you can also get XP from killing monsters, but it's pretty slow. You do get drops from monsters, like, gear and stuff like that, but not really worth it. So I really think that if you're gonna do leveling, you should do interest points, tasks, your waypoints, things like that. The big part I like about it is actually the exploration, because I'm telling you all about these things you can do. They all are spread out throughout the map. So exploration is huge, and like I said, interest points have interesting things. You want to go to them. You're going throughout the map and looking at those interest points and being like, wow, okay, I should go there. Something cool might be there. They also have something called vistas that are really cool. Little triangles on the maps. And a lot of times they make you do parkour, jump, go weird places, go up on top of a mountain. And what's really cool is you get XP from them, so it helps you level. They give you a pretty decent amount. But also, there's a cutscene that happens after it. So not only are you at the top of the mountain, it shows you this little cutscene scrolling along, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like. But it's scrolling along throughout the world and showing you this cool video of everything around you. So I really think it's worth it to them. They're pretty awesome. But you're traveling throughout the maps and doing these points. On top of that, you're also traveling to get the waypoints. You can travel, and those are really important too, so you can easily move throughout the map. They're really cool. I would say, for me, I've done every one of them. And then you also have, your tasks that you got to do. Those tasks also are spread out throughout the map. So, and those are your main source of leveling. Those give you the most XP. So the best way to level is go to these tasks. And do all these extra things to level. So why is it important? Because you level, you go to all this, the whole zone is explored by the time you're done. And what's really cool is when you're done doing every single vista, interest point, waypoint, everything else on the map, you get a chest, and then they give you rewards. So for example, you get a black chest key, and black chests are random rolls for like skins for your weapons and stuff like that, which are dropped by monsters. So you probably get one when you're leveling, but if you do the zone, you get a key and you can get some cool stuff. So it's worth it to complete it. Plus you'll finish leveling doing it. And by the time you're done doing all that stuff, you're past the 10 level mark for quests. You can do the quest after. It's not really important. You can do the quest however you want. That's what I really like about it. It really forces you to explore. You see almost everything in the map. You get to see the beautiful scenery, this beautiful NPCs, things like that. It's really awesome. That's what I like about that part of the leveling, is the exploration is really fleshed out. Second part is there's not too many quests. A lot of MMOs are quest driven. You are completely going from quest to quest, and sometimes it gets stagnant and boring. So I like that it doesn't have too many quests. Like I said, it's every 10 levels. There's a good storyline to it, and you get a lot of rewards. So it's random armor and random things like dyes and crafting material and whatever else they give with it. It's actually worth it to do the quest. But I also like the fact that you don't have to read the quest. It'll just kind of show you where to go. But also the NPCs talk. There's voice actors, and they're pretty good voice actors. So you get to experience a story without having to read, which is really important because I'm really lazy. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to read. So I think it's pretty awesome. The questing I think is really fleshed out. I still like WoW questing because I think WoW has a really fleshed out quest line, and you can pick and choose what quests you want to do and what kind of rewards you get from them. So I do miss that, but I do think this type of questing coupled with all the other stuff you can do makes the game more fun, and you get to pick how you want to level. And I think that's really important. So that's why I think that part of the leveling is really good because you don't have to do too many quests. You have the option to do quests and other things, which is good. Unlike most MMOs, you really gotta pick between questing, and a lot of them do like, okay, you can pick like mob farming, which is really monotonous. It's not really worth it. And the other thing I like is they do these things called events. And events are another way of leveling. They're not like, it's not a one and done thing. You can do them as many times as you want, and they're scattered throughout the zone. They're orange. You'll see you have to kill things, collect things, protect things. One of my favorite things doing just recently is I ran with a huge group of like 50, and we did this like world boss. It was like, he had so much health and there was so much going on. I had no idea what. I kept dying. It was a lot of fun though, and you got some rewards. You got some really nice rewards. Like I got some dyes, some items, things to sell. It was pretty awesome. So many things going on. Like it really puts you in for like a feel of the game. But we also went around and did other events, not just killing a big boss. Like we did these random events of killing champions, which are like elite monsters that are really strong. And also we did this event that was really cool. You had to protect a city against centaurs. And the centaurs, you might get like elite centaurs, stronger centaurs, and you get this like centaur champion, which is really hard to kill. And you had to kill all of them, protect the town for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, this is probably the coolest part. There were elite centaur tramplers, which are like just centaurs that ran around in a circle. And you had to plan how to kill them without walking into them, because if you walked into them in melee range, they would knock you over, which is pretty awesome because it's just a cool way of doing things. And after you're done, you got so much loot, so much XP, and you got more karma points, so you'll be able to buy more gear from the vendors that you can buy from when you complete a task. So those are really cool. And I think that part of the leveling just is another way of not being bored from the fact that you have to do one thing at a time. For example, WoW, you got to do quests. Black Desert Online, you got to do quests, or you can kill mobs. And really, the best way to level on BDO is to kill mobs. So it gets really monotonous in most MMOs, and I think it's a very fresh leveling because of all the stuff you can do, and that's why I think events are pretty cool because you have that type of choice to make. The other thing I really like is doing all this stuff. You have plenty of upgrades, and I mean like dopamine point level upgrades that are just gonna make the game a lot of fun. I love upgrades. Just you freak out when you see something awesome, like holy shit. Risk of Rain, Diablo, World of Warcraft, like just seeing something cool pop up in your screen, you just freak out. Now, I haven't experienced to the point where I'm freaking out, but I'm like, oh my god, I got a better chest piece finally. Or you get a better weapon, and that weapon has like explodes on crit, which is pretty cool because then it just adds to your damage. And a whole bunch of other things like chill on crit and just random things like applies freezing on hit. Just cool things. And you really feel the power spike. So a lot of MMOs you put gear on, you're like, okay, I don't really feel better damage. But this one, I feel that after I put on a couple pieces, I feel completely different. I'm a lot more powerful, and it's really fun. They also have specializations while you're leveling. So along with that equipment, you feel a lot more powerful when you're putting your points into certain specializations. I went fire because it's my favorite attunement while I'm playing my elementalist. And it has things like, for example, when you switch to your fire element, you gain a shield. Your burn stacks apply more definitely, so you can do more damage. You can switch to water if you want to heal. So there's a lot of cool builds you can go for along with all these equipment you get. But I really think again that the upgrades and the customization of your character while you're leveling is a lot of fun because you always feel like you're constantly evolving, and then eventually you'll evolve into this, molded level 80 that has all the power. So I think that's really cool because you have something to look forward to. And also what's really cool along with those hero points, you always get a reward when you reach a level, but it'll tell you what your reward is. So for example, like you'll get an elite skill, which like for example, my Tempest is I can summon one of them is I can summon like an elemental, so a fire elemental. But it'll tell you that when you're gonna get it. So at level 33, like, oh my god, 2 levels away, I get my special skill, and you're super excited, you just want to hit it. So I always thought it was important in leveling to have something to look forward to. So I really think that that's really important. And then also PvP is another way to level. And it doesn't really level that much because you're not getting XP for doing PvP. But you are getting random XP pots for leveling in PvP. Doing Battlegrounds as a reward, you get XP pots. And then every once in a while, you get like a level book, which gives you an entire level. So you can level. But that's just another way I think is really important to have different ways to level. You were able to do that in WoW in the later stages, which is really important because, once you get bored of these things you're doing, it gets monotonous. You don't want to level anymore. You turn out the game and you might not play it again. But this way, if you're bored, you can go and play PvP. You can do a battleground. They have ranking stuff, a whole bunch of things. And they also do dungeons. I'm not a big fan of dungeons. I like the base world, but that's another way you can get into the game. It's fun. I think that's really it. The bottom line, I think, is you got a lot of stuff. You're never really going to get bored from the exploration, the story, killing, PvP, the quests. It's fleshed out leveling system that I think feels great when you're going through the world, and it really engages you and immerses you, playing throughout the game. And and in the end, you don't really have to level. If you listen to what I say and you're like, okay, I'm bored, I don't want to listen, I don't want to level, this is stupid. They do give you a free level 80 boost if you buy the expansions, which is only like $30 if you plan on playing the game and you enjoy it. You can buy the expansion, skip the leveling, you go straight to 80. I haven't tried out an 80 character, but if you do boost a character and you're like, wow, I don't like it, you can cancel the boost. It'll go back to its base level that you boosted it at. And then you could just say, okay, I'm not going to play a warrior. I'm going to go with my Tempest. And it also gives you a chance, if you buy the expansion, to try out these classes. So you're not leveling a class 80 and be like, oh man, I messed up. I wish I leveled something else. So you have a lot of viable options on testing, and I think that's really good. That's the big part about leveling Guild Wars. I recommend the game. It's really fun. I'm only level 40 right now, but I think for the $30 and not having to pay a sub fee, it's a pretty good substitute to World of Warcraft. I know a lot of people, right now aren't really feeling World of Warcraft. So I think it's really fun to play. It's a good MMO, and more to come in that aspect because I'll be doing more Guild Wars. I'm going to do a full review once I hit 80 and do all the content, and then I'll move on to my next expansion. But for now, thanks for watching. Again, I'll link my Twitter and Twitch in the bottom. My Twitch is really just something I hang out on. I'll comment, and then my Twitch is if you want to watch me play some MMOs, you'll see my leveling experience, everything else I do in Guild Wars. But for now, subscribe. I'll do more MMO content. I'll probably do some content on other games as well, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.